This is the best football show. I'm Brian Baldinger, and it's Monday, November 11th, and Week 10 is almost in the books, and we learned a lot this weekend. And by the way, you can follow me all over social media at Baldy NFL on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, you name it, on Threads. I'm at Baldy NFL. You can, wherever you download your apps, wherever you get your apps from, this is an Odyssey app. It's free. Download it. Like it, subscribe to it, all that good stuff. We're building this audience, but let's get to it. I was in Tampa yesterday, so I got a good look at the 49ers and Buccaneers. But I want to start off by talking about some contenders and pretenders, right? That's a common theme. We go through it every year, but there were two games yesterday where we saw true contenders as the Arizona Cardinals wiped up the New York Jets to get to 6-4 and stay in first place in the NFC West. And then we saw the Eagles go to Dallas and wipe up the Cowboys and send the Cowboys to 3-6. And the Eagles climb to first place in the NFC East. So let's talk about contenders and pretenders. Because honestly, the Jets went down to the desert. And the Cardinals got the ball. They drove right down the field and scored. It was 7-0 before the Jets even knew what happened. Just perfect execution. And, you know, Kyler Murray was darn near perfect yesterday. I think he missed 2 balls the whole day, ran for a couple touchdowns, threw for some. I mean, the Jets were never in this game. They made every big play. But the Cardinals just do the basic things really well. They take care of the football. Kyler Murray's playing great football. They build a team around him. I think it's time for us now to recognize that Trey McBride, the tight end, is an elite player. Not just elite player, elite athlete, elite competitor, elite hand. Like, he's an elite player. You want to talk about great tight ends in this business, you can't have that discussion without mentioning Trey McBride. Then you look at the run game of the Arizona Cardinals. Because even when they won 4 games last year, and they went to Pittsburgh and won, and they went to Philadelphia and won, and they wiped up the Cowboys, even in those games, they ran the ball well. And this line, Paris Johnson, Evan Brown, Froholt, Tristan Colon, Kelvin Beachum, the tight ends, McBride, Higgins, man, they blocked their butts off. And they only run. They run gut. They run power. They run G League. They run power football. They run quarterback keepers. They run read option. I mean, I can draw up their run game in literally 10 minutes. The Jets knew it. They couldn't stop it. So Trey Benson's a rookie, looks pretty good. Marvin Harrison Jr., a rookie, looks pretty good. You look at this rookie class of the Arizona Cardinals, like, it's pretty good all the way around. Max Melton on defense. I go through all of them. I think they had 12 rookies, but a lot of them are showing up. Dadrian at safety in the secondary. So anyways, they score 2 drives, 3 drives. They go down the field. They just execute. The Jets are just broken. I mean, they couldn't protect. They're getting beat one-on-one. Tippmann got beat one-on-one. Ali Vera Tucker got beat. Tyron Smith was beat repeatedly. And we're not talking about elite pass rushers. But the Arizona Cardinals won one-on-ones. And they put pressure. And as soon as Aaron Rodgers feels pressure, he moves. He's not. And the other part is because he feels like he's not going to get protected, he's just in a hurry to get rid of the football. It just comes out way too fast. And things aren't allowed to develop. And let's face it, the Arizona Cardinals, for the second week in a row, I talked about this last week, their secondary, Garrett Williams, Starling Thomas, right? These guys, Buda Baker, throughout the secondary, Max Melton, these guys are defending wide receivers. I mean, you look at yesterday what Devontae Adams did. He had 5 catches on 12 targets. Like, they defended him all over the field. They didn't treat him like he was anything special. They put young guys on him. They defended him. The Jets, they almost can't run a play without making a mistake. It's actually almost impossible to to even figure it out. Like, they had a good drive to start the third quarter, went down the field. Maybe they could get in the game. It's 24-9. They go down and score a touchdown. Maybe they cut the lead to 24-16. Maybe they go for 24-7. Like, they're in the game. They go all the way down the field. They can't. I mean, it's been going on all year. They get inside the 5, they can't score. I mean, it's just one incompletion after another. It's one poor play. It's poor design. It's just, they just can't execute. It's a problem. It's a real problem. And so, I think Jet fans were hopeful on a Thursday night win against the Houston Texans, a team with a good record. They scored 3 second-half touchdowns. You think, okay, if they can go to Arizona and get to 4-6, then they play the Colts, who are, struggling at the quarterback, maybe get a win at home, 5-6, and have a bye week, and then maybe get healthy and put a streak together. Well, that just stopped cold because they were never in the game against the Arizona Cardinals. And give all the credit to the Cardinals. Dante Stills, Jake Lucchetta, Xavier Thomas, LJ Collier, you name it. Budda Baker's just been unreal. It's just really impressive to see what the Arizona Cardinals, what they have been able to do, and to really kind of end, I think, hopes of the Jets, because I don't believe right now that they can stop the mistakes from happening and the lack of execution. It just shows up every week. I don't believe that it's going to end. For the Cardinals, though, first place in the NFC West. We'll see what the Rams do tonight. All right. The Cardinals, we'll see. San Francisco wins. Okay. San Francisco plays Seattle this week. All that division games, that will be determined as is. Eagles go down to Dallas, and the Eagles do what they do in the first quarter. They kind of play around. They throw a interception in the end zone. Look, Jalen Hurts has done really good taking care of the football. I think it was his first interception in 6 weeks. It was a great play by Trayvon Diggs. Like, you can see what Jalen's looking at. He's trying to get the ball to Goddard. Okay. He picks it off. Micah Parsons gets the ball out of Jalen's hands. Okay. The Eagles do what they do in the first quarter, but then they got on track. And honestly, they went after the left rookie corner of the Cowboys, Kalen Carson, over and over and over again. Big plays down the field. It was Jahan Dotson. It was Devontae Smith. It was A.J. Brown. They wore him out. They had to bench him. They put Mukuamu in there. And then the Eagles just settled down. And really, they had a little diversity in the run game. Some of the things that you see Lamar Jackson do in Baltimore, fake counter, keeper, like they had the Cowboys just off guard. And you just saw a dominant offensive line from the Eagles. Lane Johnson, I don't know if he could play any better. Nobody beat him all day long. Fred Johnson's been playing outstanding. Somebody's going to, he's easily one of the top 15 best left tackles in all of football as a backup left tackle. Mekhi Becton, they're really good. Anyways, they put the Cowboys back, and when you look at them, okay, Cooper Rush had won some games. When the roster around him was a lot better. The roster isn't very good. It just isn't. They have weaknesses on defense that got exposed big time. They have problems on the offensive line that got exposed. Jalen Carter is a beast for the Eagles. But let's get to the Eagles defense, because that's really the story. Because it has just gotten better and better and better every week. You can say that they've beaten up on a lot of 4-win teams and a half. They played 4 teams coming into week 10 that had 2 wins, and they won those 4 games. And then the Cowboys with 3 wins, they wiped them up. So they're taking care of bad teams. But along the way, you're looking at Quinyon Mitchell at right corner. I mean, I did a video this morning on Quinyon. 3 things that we're pretty certain of. I'll do it like this. 3 things that we're pretty certain of in the NFL right now after 10 weeks. Death, taxes, and Quinyon Mitchell doesn't get beat. The kid was the first corner taken out of Toledo, all right? And you could have said, well, let's go to the other guys that played at bigger competition. Well, the same things you saw in Toledo. Mad break on the ball. Excellent at winning with his feet. He played with his feet underneath him. Playing the deep ball. Technically, he's so sound, and he shows up every week. And then you look at Cooper DeJean, their other top pick, at corner, what he's doing in the nickel right now. And now you're looking at what Jalen Carter is doing, which is he's just a freak out there. And then you look at the linebacking play of Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean. Like, they're an excellent defense. The Cowboys couldn't score. You know how many times now that the Eagles have? I think it's 3 games now where they haven't given up a touchdown. It might be 4, but at least 3 games they haven't given up a touchdown in the game. Like, they've separated themselves. All right, Thursday night, Washington, Dallas get together. It'll be for first place in NFC East. It'll be great. Let's get to Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey yesterday started the game, got a ton of carries, a ton of work, 19 touches, 107 total yards, better in the pass game than he was in the run game. Had a couple good runs. I don't know, like everybody said, he'll have fresh legs. He's McCaffrey, no rust. Vision looked good. Legs look good. Doesn't look like there's any repercussions from the Achilles tendonitis that he had and suffered from. But I thought he had some rust yesterday. I thought he was much better in the pass game, matching up against Levante David, matching up against outside line Anthony Nelson, matching up against linebackers and winning those matchups and having a big explosive play where, honestly, Brock Purdy throws the ball up on 3rd down, tight game, and he just somehow locates the ball. Just massive trust between Purdy and McCaffrey. Like that looked like they've been playing together all year. Unbelievable play. Go look at it. It's on my breakdowns. That was a great play. Look, Tampa is incredibly competitive. They're in every single game. They lost Tristan Wirfs during the game in the first half. But they still ran the ball very well against the 49ers. Baker had them in contention to the very end. The 49ers do what the 49ers do. They muff a punt. It gives Tampa short field. They go tie the game up right at the start of the 3rd quarter. Like in 7 of the 9 games the 49ers have played, they've had a massive special teams gap. Block, kick, punt return for touchdown, you name it. Oh, and then, by the way, they missed 3 field goals. Jake Moody. But he did kick the game winner. So we'll give him credit. They jumped on top of him when he won. That's that. And let's get to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh on Tuesday made 2 trades. They traded for a wide receiver, Mike Williams from the Jets, and they traded for Preston Smith from the Washington Commanders. And oddly enough, they were in Washington playing the Commanders. So it's under 3 minutes to go. Steelers are down 27-21. They had just driven the field the series before. Jaylen Warren, who carried the ball right down the field, got the ball knocked out and ended that drive. So they're 39. They're at the 32-yard line. They're down 27-21. And Russell Wilson's under duress, and he throws a go ball to Mike Williams, and he beats Benjamin St-Juste for the game winner. Steelers make a trade on Tuesday. Mike Williams wins the game on Sunday. You can't make this stuff up. Mike Williams didn't have a single touchdown with the Jets in 8 weeks. Not a single touchdown. Catches his first touchdown of the season from Russell Wilson, and it's the game winner. And I don't know how much practice Russell Wilson actually had with Mike Williams, if he even threw him a go ball. But Pickens was unreal, made an acrobatic catch for the first touchdown of the day. Now you get Mike Williams on the other side to go with Freiermuth, who caught a touchdown. You get the 3-back running backs right now of Najee, Cordero, Jalen, and then you get Russell Wilson playing at elite level. It sets up for a showdown this weekend in Pittsburgh for first place in the NFC North. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. I'll be here Friday morning to break it down. And I'll be here Monday to break it down. But yes, I'll be there Sunday, Acrisure Stadium, Baltimore and Pittsburgh. I mean, it's just a legendary battle. It should be. It sets up fine. And a big part of the reason why it is because of the trades that the Steelers made. Really fantastic stuff. The Steelers also playing two rookies in the interior of the offense line. Zach Frazier back at center, Mason McCormick at right guard. A second-round pick, a sixth-round pick. And they ran Najee Harris on a goal line play for a yard right behind Mason McCormick, G-Power. On 4th and 1 at their own 44-yard line, they ran the exact same play to Jaylen Warren, the exact same formation, unbalanced, overload left, pulling the jackrabbit, Mason McCormick from South Dakota State, G-Power, and Jaylen Warren hit it for 4 yards. Lots to like about what the Steelers are doing. Russell Wilson's been a stud. Steelers make one good move after another. Insert Russell Wilson, it was the right move. Make a trade for Mike Williams and Preston Smith, who had a sack and a tackle for a loss. They made the right move. All right. It shows it creates this showdown for Sunday at 1 o'clock.